Hello everyone. Last week we learned about metrics from actuator and we were looking at some of the matrices we can look at, but it wasn't user friendly. Today we are going to look at some UI that you can leverage the actuator metric and look at the visual aspect. There's a tool called Prometheus which we are going to look at today. So basically, if you can see my screen here, you can see the actuator Prometheus. I'll show you what code changes are required to get these things. It is there already in the GitHub. So basically this is what we did last week. When we do the Prometheus, what it gives, right? This is when we enable. This is after we configure. We need to configure it. Prometheus cannot process the data as is. So when we configure it, the output is this. So this will be ingested in Prometheus and it can produce beautiful graph. What I mean by graph. So this is the Prometheus app. I will show you how to configure this later. Here, if you look at these things, let's say we want to similar thing, right? It's just better way to look at. I want to see the total usage. So if I do this one, look at this, and this is time based and all those things. Let's do unstack. So these are different ways to do stuff, and here you see what it means and the number of stuff here, right? And the timeline here, and whatever we were looking at the actuator, you can actually find it here. If you go here and do explore metrics, so you see like same thing. It's not just for AI, everything is here. If you want to see the CPU usage and all those information, but we are doing AI stuff, so I'm just showing those things. Maybe you want to look at, okay, total client, this is what I looked at. Maybe you want to look at DB vector stuff, right? Let's see if I want to do this one or any of the metrics. So let's go get this one. You can add it as well, but let me go and do individually. Paste it. Okay, I don't want this, all of this one, so I just want this one. Then execute it. I see nothing here. There's no active vector database thing happening. Okay, let's go do it. Let's see if there are other max seconds. So there, it looks like something here. Little bit of things here. These are a few things you can play around time, and this is graph table would be like this. So there's nothing related to this one, right? And there's alerts, and you can see all the information here. The configuration we do in the code, monitoring, job name and interval, scrape, all these things I'll explain you when we look into the code. Let's look into some of the things we can check. Mostly let's go with the token, that's easier to see. So if I do this one, token, okay, I want to see the token usage and then go here. So it shows, so this is unstacked version, this is stacked version. Let me try to show you. I'll just do this few token usage things, right? I'll just make some requests. This is from RAG application. I did not write any of the controller and logic parts. I'm just using that and configuring the logging system. Okay, let's go back and look at this. Let's see if anything changes, right? Look at this, it changed. Let's do 5 minutes, last 5 minutes, then it will be more. There will be much usage now, right? Look at this, like there's timeline and then the use. So if you want a little bit different thing, and when you come here, it says what is happening, Gen AI and token, all those things, right? So basically you see the token and the timeline, right? So this is nicer than before, right? We'll see one more tool on the other part, but let me show you the code. You can explore this. There are alerts and there's status alerts. I'm not doing. Basically these things are set up by DevOps people in the team. If you need to do, we can do, but that's not the thing we are trying to learn. So let me show you the code. So the things we need to change first is add the Prometheus library, right? This dependency from Micrometer. If you want to go and read about Micrometer, you can do this. This is applicable for any Spring Boot application, not just AI, okay? This is also important thing when you go to production. After you add this one, what you'll do is you need to add Prometheus. So you are exposing that endpoint, right? Because Prometheus needs to be able to get the logs or metrics from here. Then, okay, so Prometheus is app. How do we connect to it? We are running the Prometheus from the Docker. So this is Prometheus setup. We are getting the image from from Prometheus, and container name is this one. We need to have the volume because later we'll use this volume, okay? And this configuration is written and network is monitoring. So some of the things you might be not aware. This is a little bit of, you need Docker knowledge, but just follow through it. If you want Docker tutorials separately, there are a lot of others. If you want to know Docker, just let me know in the comments so I can find time to make a tutorial for Docker setups. Let's go and configure the Prometheus now. This is what is used. So I showed you the status, the configuration, right? This is script per interval. Every 5 seconds, this is going to try to phase the matrices. Evaluation interval is 5 seconds as well. Script configuration, so this is what we saw in the status. Job name is monitoring. Metrics path is, this is from the actuator Prometheus where we exposed Prometheus, right? And this script interval is similar to this one. This will be different if we have different endpoints here. Now at the moment you're just doing the Prometheus, right? If there are other systems you are doing the interval, if you want different intervals to fetch the data, so this would be different. For now it's a similar, so you don't actually need this one. You can just delete this one. And static configs, so this is where it is finding. Why we are not doing localhost or any of the domain is because we are exposing the matrices from Docker, because we are running the application in the Docker, so we need to provide this one. For other systems you need to read through the documentation. It's similar, this is also in the documentation, right? Basically that's all the changes you need to do and you're good to start using Prometheus in the UI mode. First one was just browser and it was difficult in a copy pasting. Now it's nicer UI. We'll look into one more tool in the next part where you would see beautiful graphs and all those things. Bye for now.